For over 120 years, Norristown Area High School has been educating young men and women who have been of service to this community, indeed to our country and the world. We pause tonight to thank you, Father, for all that has been done by this high school, by all who have been associated with it over the years. Tonight we come to honor 5 people who represent the highest ideals of Norristown High, who have served all of us and stand for many other people who have served this community over the years. We thank you for their lives. We ask them and theirs, and to continue to bless Norristown High School, the board, its administrators and faculty, and its students and alumni. We thank you, Father, for all that has been given us, and we hope to be able to respond to your gifts by the way we live. Amen.
Tonight, I have the proudest of tasks to stand on this stage and represent your alma mater, Norristown Area High School. You, the inductees into our Hall of Fame, breathe life into our school and give meaning to what we call education. You've all walked the halls, taken the notes, studied for the exams, but you have gone beyond. You've met life, created, suffered, and endured. You, the inductees, left our school as eager students. You return tonight bearing a legacy that spells success. We shall give to you tonight some tangible evidence of your accomplishments. In a sense, we shall fail. We will grope, but we will fall short. Success is not something that can be measured or worn on a watch or hung on a wall. In a way, success is not even our esteem or the admiration of our community. Success is a certain knowledge that you have become yourself, the person you were meant to be for all time. You, the inductees, are the persons for all seasons. This timeless quality of success unfolds through the intensity with which you live and have lived life. I applaud your efforts. When any one of my fellows reaches his or her potential, I am enhanced in no small manner. But now make this welcome a bit more personal. In a sense, you, the inductees to our Hall of Fame, make my job more meaningful. As I officially and unofficially counsel the young people of Norristown Area High School, I can and do use the living legends of our Hall of Fame as very real examples. Now, concepts such as positive attitudes, responsibility, and hard work are more abstractions. They have a face, a personality, a soul. You do not know how much good you do just by the example of your lives. Asking kids to seek the right course, to do the right thing is no longer absurd. In a world of mixed values and priorities, I point to the winners who have done it. Society asks our students to reach for what they can. Your example tells them to reach for what they cannot, to be the person of their highest expectations, to never stop becoming. Society asks our students to jog. Your life examples exhorts them to run the marathon. William James said it was built on doing and suffering and creating. We gather tonight to honor those efforts. Your example makes us reach for energies we have not yet used. Your lives inspire our lives. For that, we are humbly grateful. And I bid you all a warm welcome. And now, if you would rise and join with me in singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the run of the brave and the hope of the brave.
Honored guests, members of the Hall of Champions Association, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure and pride that I welcome you this evening on behalf of our Hall of Champions Association to our 5th Annual Hall of Fame induction ceremony. It is October once again and time to increase the number of outstanding alumni in our high school Hall of Fame. Tonight marks the culmination of a long, hard year of searching, comparing, and finally induction for those individuals chosen by our dedicated Hall of Fame selection committee. I congratulate each of you who are to be inducted into the Norristown Area High School Hall of Fame tonight. It hardly seems possible that we are already participating in our 5th Annual Hall of Fame ceremony. When a young association such as ours is busy with its organization, formulation of policy, securing members and nominations, and advancing its public image, time passes very quickly. We have barely had time during these past 5 years to reflect on our progress and our shortcomings. Now that we have reached this milestone, we are planning to switch gears a little. We want to concentrate on 3 areas in the immediate future: membership, finances, and last but certainly not least, nomination of potential candidates to both the Hall of Champions and the Hall of Fame. I now want to talk briefly about these 3 areas which are vital to our young association. Membership. We can seek new members who bring to us new ideas, talent, energy, and a different circle of friends from which to again expand our membership roles. We are particularly looking for more females and persons from recently graduated classes. We currently offer 2 types of membership: our regular annual membership for $5 per year and a lifetime membership for a modest one-time of $50. B-Lob is our general membership chairperson, while Arnold Sharpley heads our life membership committee and drive. You will have an opportunity this evening to enroll in either of these types of memberships at our membership table in the cafeteria during the reception immediately following this part of the program. Finances. We now have a fund established from the life membership monies that will eventually sustain our annual expenses. It is our intent never to touch this principle, but to use its interest to finance our 2 annual induction ceremonies, which together cost approximately $1,200 at this time. Until this life membership fund builds to the point where the interest monies will sustain our annual activities, we need new members and donations in addition to our fundraising projects. We are making good headway in our financial growth, primarily the enthusiasm and dedication of Arnold Sharpley, our new project administrator. And last, nominations. Our association continues to seek and accept individual nominations for the 2 halls which we administer. The Hall of Champions for athletic achievements while attending Norristown High School. This induction is held every April. And the Hall of Fame for excellence in life pursuits post-high school. All persons who are considered for induction into these halls must first be nominated by someone to our association. We have nomination forms for each of the halls for you to fill out when nominating the person of your choice. These forms may also be obtained this evening at the reception in the cafeteria. I have been asked in the past why so-and-so hasn't been inducted into one of the halls, and my answer is usually why he or she hasn't been nominated yet. We also are building a sizable backlog in both of the halls for potential induction. Now, before we get to our inductions for this evening, I would like to recognize some of our previous inductees who are with us in the audience tonight. And may we at this time please have the house lights. The list that has been handed of those in the audience, former inductees to the Hall of Champions, is Marion Sis Bosler. You just rise. Nice to have you. These are our super athletes of the past. Arnold Sharpley. And Ken Bosler, our famous swimmer. And I have been informed that a previous Hall of Fame inductee is here with us, Captain Nicholas Brango. Captain, where are you? Nice to have you. Now I would like to have you all just stretch a little bit, and if you would please stand in the audience. Please rise. I am now going to try and single out who the oldest alumnus is in the audience from the high school through a method of elimination, I hope. And all those who did not graduate or attend Norristown High School, would you please sit down? All those who graduated in 1935, please sit down. Still have quite a group. All those from 1930 on, please sit down. (1925) forward, please sit down. We sat everybody down. Let's stand. Those last group, please stand again, and we'll go back year by year. We have two. We had more than that standing. 1925, please sit down. Graduated in 1925. 1924. 1923. 1922. What other one? No, we have two standing that graduated before 1922. Is that correct? No? 1925. Would you please stand, please? I thought it was before that. Would that group please stand one more time? (1929), please sit down. 28, 27. Well, the last three in 1927, please stand. Oh, we have one? I'm sorry. You're the winner. Would you please come forward? This is Laura Weber. And what class?
Class of 25 summer.
Class of 1925 summer. We certainly appreciate you coming out. Laura, before you leave, I'd like to present you with a life certificate, life membership to the Hall of Champions Association worth $1.
Judge Benjamin A. Sarika was serving as President Judge of the Montgomery County Court of Common Pleas at the time of his death on November 16, 1976. He rose to this position after being admitted to the Montgomery County Bar in 1936. For 20 years, he was a member of the law firm of Smiley, Bean, and Sarika Esquires, and in 1956 opened his own law offices. He was appointed as a judge of the Common Pleas Court by Governor Raymond Schaefer in 1970. In 1975, Sarika was presented with the decoration of Cavaliere by the Order of the Star of Italian Solidarity of the Italian Republic, one of its highest honors. As a member of the Norristown High School class of 1928 summer, Judge Sarika was active in the Debating Club, the Forensic Society, Student Council, and the National Honor Society. He also played baseball and football from 1926 until 1928. He was graduated from Ursinus College in 1932, the University of Pennsylvania Law School in 1936, and admitted to the bar in the same year. He also attended the National Judiciary College at the University of Nevada. The late judge was active in community events, serving as a chairman for Red Cross drives, as a member of the MSS Club and the LAM, and the Holy Savior Church. He was a member of the American Bar Association and a past president of the Montgomery Bar Association. Members of his family are also well known in the community. His wife is the former Ann Scalfani and now resides in Plymouth. His son, Anthony J. Sarika, who also is a judge of the Common Pleas Court, resides in White Marsh Township. And his daughter, Nina, Mrs. James Kingsdale, resides in Brooklyn, New York. There are 4 grandchildren. Will Judge Anthony J. Sarika please come forward to accept the award for his father?
Judge, this is a distinct honor for me to be in a position to present this award honoring your dad, presenting it to the Sarika family, and it's sort of an emotional on my part because I knew Ben so well. And I certainly congratulate you, and I'm thankful for the privilege of having you. Judge Sarika.
Charlie, thank you very much. And the Hall of Champions Association, I want to thank you very much on behalf of my mother and my sister and my father's brothers and sisters who are here tonight, his brother Frank, his sisters Anne, and Kay, and Joe, and Fran, and Eva, and his brother-in-law Frank. We thank you very, very much. When I was coming, a few days ago, when I was thinking about coming up here, a friend of mine who was a lawyer in Norristown and who went to high school and college with my father by the name of Bud Francis said, "I've got to tell you a story about your dad." He said, "I used to pitch, and of course he caught." And he said, "We had a game at Ursinus once, and the batter came up, and he was somebody we knew. He was a friend of ours, and your dad always talked a lot when he was a catcher. And he said, 'Come on, this guy's a bum. Put it right down here, Bud. He can't hit.' He said, so I put it right down the middle of the plate, and of course he swung, and he sent that thing way out over the center fielder's head. And the guy went around the bases. He was rounding third. He was coming home. Throw came home. After the cloud of dust had settled, he was called out, and my dad got up and said, 'See, I was a bum, couldn't hit.'" In any event, thank you very, very much.
Our next inductee is a graduate from the class of 1929 summer, Merle A. Bean. After graduation, he started as a bookkeeper at the former Montgomery Trust Company in town. In the evenings, he attended the University of Pennsylvania Evening School of Accounts and Finance and graduated with honors in 1933. He continued with graduate studies at the university and at the American Institute of Banking, and was appointed controller and auditor in 1937. After military service of 2.5 years, he returned to banking when Montgomery Trust and Norristown Penn Trust merged and advanced to assistant vice president and manager of this office. In 1960, Bean advanced to vice president and treasurer of the Montgomery County Bank and Trust Company. When this bank merged with Broad Street Trust and became Continental Bank, he was elected executive vice president in 1965 and in July 1971 vice chairman of the board. Bean's civic and community activities list like who's who: Boy Scouts of America, Montgomery County Industrial Development Committee, the United Way, Montgomery County Historical Society, the Camera Club of Norristown, and the Central Montgomery County Foundation are among a few of his everyday services. He also serves as a board member and treasurer of Montgomery Hospital's Board of Directors and on the fundraising committees of Sacred Heart Hospital. When he retired in 1976, Merle Bean had completed over 50 years of banking and community service. While at Norristown High School, Bean was a member of the National Honor Society, Student Council, the Forensic Club, SPICE, and Interclass Basketball. He is married to the former Ruth Angstadt. They are members of the St. James Episcopal Church in Evansburg. He and his wife reside in Westover Woods, West Norton. Welcome, Mr. Bean, to the Norristown Hall of Fame. Please come forward to accept your award.
It's an honor for me tonight to present this award. Especially Merle was very instrumental in starting my banking career 27 years ago. He was also responsible for hiring my wife, who came along a few years later. So Merle, I'd like to read what's on this plaque. Honor graduate, University of Pennsylvania Evening School of Accounts and Finance, 1933. The American Institute of Banking, 1936. Graduate work at the University of Pennsylvania and Rutgers University, 1953. Served 2 years in the United States Navy, 1943 to 46. World War II community service over 50 years. Began in Boy Scouts in 1927. Included in numerous organizations and capacities. First recipient of the M. Eugene Seltzer Humanitarian Award in 1982. Retired as Vice Chairman of the Board, Continental Bank, 1976. Congratulations.
Thank you, Queen.
Thank you, Guido. Thank you to the Hall of Champions Association. Thank you very much. I appreciate the honor, but I was quite surprised when Charlie told me that I was to be inducted. I've had many years to accomplish something in banking and to render some service to the community. I have had many excellent associates and secretaries in the bank and a wonderful wife who made all these things possible. I appreciate this, and I thank you all very much.
Congratulations, Earl.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Our next inductee is a resident of Melrose, New York, a longtime and distinguished member of the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Dr. William Schuester graduated from Norristown High School in 1935. While here, Schuester served as treasurer of student council, a member of the swimming and track teams, biology, chemistry and N clubs, homeroom president, and in the stage production of Huckleberry Finn. After graduation, Dr. Schuester enrolled at the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, earning a Bachelor of Chemical Engineering in 1939, a Master's in Chemical Engineering in 1948, and a doctor's degree in Chemical Engineering in 1902. From 1939 till 1945, he served as a process engineer for E.I. DuPont at Bell, West Virginia. And at the end of this employment, he returned to Rensselaer as an instructor, eventually attaining full professorship in 1958, an assignment which continues to the present. Dr. Schuester is active in his home community, serving as the Fire Commissioner for the Melrose Fire Department since 1970. He is associated with the Boy Scouts of America, the American Institute of Chemical Engineers, and the American Society for Engineering Education. He was appointed a member of the State Hazardous Waste Advisory Committee and Technical Advisory Committee for Waste Disposal by Governor Hugh Carey. He serves as a consultant to many companies such as General Electric, Scott Paper, the Watervliet Arsenal, and the state of New York and Puerto Rico, as well as being the author of more than 50 papers, reports, and monographs. This well-known Norristown graduate is married to former Nancy Duffy. They have 6 children. He is a deacon in the First United Presbyterian Church in Melrose and a vice moderator of the Albany Presbytery. Dr. Schuester, will you please come forward to accept your award?
See so many friends. Alan, as I've known for so long, Charlie Whitman was a member of my class. And looking back over the years, for the last 35 years, I've been associated with education at one level or another. And I've seen people come from a variety of backgrounds. And I've learned to really appreciate the experience we had here at Norristown High School. I look back to such teachers as John Schuler and Miss Blakey and Miss Bookman. I could go on and on to name some great teachers that we had that really did a lot for us. I really appreciate it, and it's a great pleasure to be back here. Thanks very much for the honor. Thank you.
Merritt Bosler, class of 1937, served 3 terms as Burgess and mayor of the borough of Norristown. He was first elected in 1957 and served as Burgess for that first term. In 1958, he had the Norristown borough flag designed and made. The flag, the first of its type in the Commonwealth, features a blue beehive in a white circle on a blue field. In his second term, from 1961 until 1963, he became the first mayor of the borough town after introducing the subject at a borough association's meeting. He and Mayor Chris Brennan of Bridgeport petitioned the Assembly to change the title of Burgess to mayor for all Pennsylvania boroughs. Pennsylvania was the only state not using the title of mayor. This was changed by an act of Assembly and signed by Governor David Lawrence. In 1962, he was chairman of the Men's Participation Committee and Loyalty Date Parade for the Norristown Sesquicentennial, which he opened with a parachute jump into Valley Forge State Park. Bossler served his third term from 1966 until 1968. In his profession, he is a graduate of the Eccles College of Mortuary Science and was awarded first honors in restorative art at the school. He operates his own funeral business from his home at 800 West Main Street in Norristown. He was a leader who was more than a fid and a ribbon cutter. He took a strong stand concerning control of the police department. He insisted on legal procedure and the solving of problems according to Norristown Borough Code. In order to accomplish this, he became a student of borough law. He believed in open primaries, and he fought for the same. While in high school, Bossler was active on the Spice and High I staffs, in senior Congress, band, and he starred on the team. He is married to the former Emily Fry, a graduate of NHS class of 1941, and they have two children, Drake, a graduate of the class of 1965, and Robin Bossler Isley, class of 1970. Mayor Bossler, please come forward to accept our appreciation for a job well done.
Congratulations, Merritt. I'm extremely proud to be able to present this to you this evening. When I think back of all my years in Norristown, I always think of Merritt Bossler as a politician that didn't act like a politician. Congratulations. Thank you.
In my opinion, one of the highest awards a person can receive is to be recognized in his own local community. However, I feel that this honor must be shared by many, many others. My parents and family, my wife Emily, my daughter Robin, and my son Drake all have been a strong influence in my life. Being a product of the Norristown area school district, all of the personnel who pointed the way over the years share this honor. Having been in politics, I must mention all the good citizens of the Norristown area. Also, I am indeed fortunate to have so many friends. And I consider this an honor.
Staff, the tennis team, and the National Honor Society. She attended Radcliffe College, graduating with an A.B. cum laude in 1947. Later education includes a master's degree in the history of art from Bryn Mawr in 1971, a summer seminar for journalists at the University of California, Berkeley in 1979, In 1980, she became a National Endowment for the Arts Fellow in the Department of Arts and Archaeology of Princeton University. Mrs. Butera is listed in the 14th edition of Who's Who in American Art and in the Directory of Distinguished Americans, 1981 edition. She has served as an educator and lecturer at Villanova and Drexel Universities, a freelance lecturer at the Mainline Night School, Philadelphia Museum of Arts, and as an art critic and contributor to such publications as the Philadelphia Bulletin, The Drummer, and Arts Magazine. Mrs. Butera has just been named Director of the Noyes Museum at Oceanville, New Jersey. This assignment follows half as art critic and writer on art, as Director-Curator for the Deschong Museum of Art at Widener University, and 3 years as Director of Exhibitions for the Newman Galleries in Philadelphia. A resident of Curran Terrace, she is the wife of Joseph H. Butera and is a member of St. John's Episcopal Church in Norristown. They have 3 children, Virginia, Remo, and Joseph. Congratulations, Mrs. Butera. Please come to the stage at this time.
Ian, it's a distinct pleasure for me to present this plaque to you this evening. It's even a greater pleasure because you happen to be so deserving and the only woman representative of the panel this evening. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. I'd like to thank everyone for this great honor you have bestowed upon me. And I also would like to express my appreciation to the committee for their dedication and efforts for this great event. I think it's a wonderful tradition, and I think they deserve our full gratitude. I'm proud to have been born in Norristown and to be an alumna of the Norristown school system. I feel that everyone who had a share in the educational process deserves an immeasurable extent of my gratitude. I am very grateful to my father, who believes so strongly in the public school impetus.
Would everyone rise for the singing of our alma mater, the Blue and White? Though the earth be filled with flowers, beautiful and sweet, and the roses and the lilies hide the pathway at our feet. Oh, the blue and white Charlotte will e'er be our delight. For we're with the royal colors of our emblem, blue and white. In all kinds of athletics, no honor do we like. For to Norristown we're bringing victory won on field and track. With the spirit never conquered, for NHS we'll fight. And we'll never go unbeaten, black and blue, or blue and white. When our 3-year course is ended, and we leave our school so dear, we will make the world take notice of our challenge. Look who's here. For we learn that white means pureness, and blue earth and bright. And our Lord to be a witness of our love for blue and white.
Please be seated. Before we adjourn to the cafeteria fellowship and refreshments, I would like to give credit to several people and organizations for their contributions towards tonight's program. Thank yous are in order for Dolores Ginyard for leading the singing this evening with her beautiful voice. Thank you, Dolores. To the members of the High School National Honor Society for acting as ushers, we thank you. To Charles Horoho and his Norristown Community Band for their splendid musical renditions. Thank you very much. To Ed Rambo for helping and arranging the reception to follow. You'll see him in the cafeteria. He has a little flower on his shirt. To Tony Koya for his offstage announcing. And last but not least, Rosemary Zumo for producing tonight's ceremony. Believe me, it would be tough to try and emulate the work that Rosemary does behind the scenes. A real tireless worker. And Rosemary, if you're around, would you please take a bow? Again, thank you very much for coming and spending an evening with us honoring this special group of alumni. I hope now you'll join us in the cafeteria for a reception where you can meet these people and talk and renew friendships. And if you just go through my door to my left and your right, you'll go right to the cafeteria. Thank you very much.